Hello again, this is Brother Teacher. The question for today is, when do you teach your children about sex? I won't ask the question, should you teach your children about sex? Because you should teach your children about everything concerning life. But the question at hand is, when do you teach your children about sex? The answer is real simple. When they ask you. Now, that's sort of tricky. When they ask you, it depends on what age they ask you. So if the age is very young, you answer the child on the level of understanding that the child is on. I'm not saying teach your children about the birds and the bees at the age of 5 if they ask you because they've heard it on television or saw it on the playground in kindergarten. I'm not saying that. So if a child is 5 years old, you teach the child and you approach the child on the level of a 5-year-old. The child is 10, around that age, you teach them on the level and the mentality of a 10-year-old. And the same is true if the child is 12, 13 years old. They ask you about sex and reproduction and so forth. You teach them again on that age of understanding, intelligence, and maturity. It's real simple. But what is really not so simple, oftentimes, more times than not, is the fact that this is a sensitive subject, or such a sensitive subject to many parents, is that they don't want to address it at all. That's not good. You see, we laid down and we had our children. We had the courage, the boldness, and the hormones to engage in that activity. But we don't want to pay the price oftentimes for bringing that life, that impressionable mind into the world. That's not fair to the child, because one day that child is going to be your age or older. So do yourself a favor. When you lay down and have a child, you took that responsibility. So take the responsibility as well to teach your child not only about sex education, but about life. So as I said before, not to be redundant, whatever age your child is, that's the level you talk to your child. You don't have to give them all the scientific information and the scientific terminology and so forth at a very young age. Teach them fundamentally and basic information about reproduction and sex if they ask you. Now, chances are, if a 5-year-old asks you about sex or that subject matter, then on that particular level of understanding is all that you need to give them. So in other words, not to ramble on, in other words, why teach your child on a collegiate level about that subject when they're not on a collegiate level? So teach your child based again on your child's age. And if you're not real sure how to approach the subject, make very certain that you plant both feet firmly on the ground and learn how to have dialogue with your children, because it's your responsibility as a parent. That's basically all. If you have any questions concerning this subject, any further questions I should add, please feel free to ask me and to submit them in the comment section below. Now, if this is really difficult for you, I'm sorry. Such is life. Life is not supposed to be easy. And this is really not a difficult subject because it's a very natural subject. Okay? So please leave your comments in the comment section below, and like and subscribe if you feel like my videos are of some value to you. I appreciate you. May Yahweh bless you, and you have a great day. So long.